Hey yo, what up, it's Don.
Is that really here?
We are the Soul Brothers, and we're back with another video, another first impressions of a highly anticipated shoe.
Very highly anticipated.
For us, for a lot of people. Nike's back with the Kobe 11. We just copped them. This is the Achilles heel colorway, and we're going to take our first look at it right now.
Yep.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Well, before we get into what we think, let's talk about the tech. How about that?
Okay.
So what do we got on the bottom? We got a fully translucent outsole.
Yep.
As you can see.
Look at his fingers, dude.
Get me out of here.
That's cool, though.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
It's like fully translucent.
Yeah.
And
that is to encase a drop-in midsole.
Yep.
Here it is. So this is full-length lunar lawn. You have a heel zoom air unit, and then you have like this free technology that articulates for better forefoot movement.
Yep.
The thing is super light, and it's pretty much what they had in the 9, except it was a little thicker, didn't have these grooves, and didn't have any zoom in it. So it's kind of a step up from that.
Yep.
And also on the ID version, you can choose your cushion. You can get a full.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's sick. You can get a full zoom setup for $20 more, or you can get just lunar lawn if you don't want any zoom. So.
And also, one thing about the forefoot though, it's freaking thin though.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a lot thinner than the Kobe 9s. It feels like, you know. So there's probably gonna be a lot of cord feel in the forefoot.
A lot.
Yeah. And then the zoom feels really nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And then on the outsole, I don't know what to call this traction pattern. What should we call this?
Digital lines.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool. Digital lines. So we have a digital lines traction pattern on the bottom, and the rubber is super duper soft.
That's copywritten, by the way. So I'm trying to take that.
It's really soft. So don't try to play this outdoors. You know.
Yeah.
And the traction seems to be pretty good. It's pretty sticky, you know.
We tried them on in the Nike store, and they're fucking squeaking.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, and
So
it's really soft. So, anyways, now moving on to the upper, we have a Flyknit, obviously, and it's reinforced with TPU strands. And if you guys don't know what TPU is, it's just plastic.
it's plastic.
Nike's just trying to make it sound cooler.
They melt. What they do is they melt Ziploc bags down and form them into these threads.
And then they
stability.
sell it to us for $200.
Yes. The Flyknit's pretty stiff.
Yeah, it's pretty stiff.
It's just like the 9s were.
It feels a little softer.
Little softer than the 9s.
Yeah, but not by too much.
Yeah. It's just the material they use for the knit is really thick and strong.
Yeah.
Which is good. You want some sturdiness, but there's you also want a little bit. If it's a knit, you want it to be a little soft too.
Yeah, I just wish this part was soft. You know, like Adidas makes their Prime Knit.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do, right? And then they have their Flywire, which is really really hard to see. It actually goes in through the knit.
Yeah, it's threaded into the knit.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Then you got your just standard kind of Kobe laces.
Yep.
Kobe logo up top on the tongue, Kobe shield or whatever. You have these marks. If you guys didn't know this is represents his Achilles injury.
Yep.
Stitches on his Achilles.
He had 4 stitches or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then that's the Greek god Achilles, which on the Nike ID you can actually pick like 20 or 30 different logos you can put on the back there.
Yep.
Also, you can pick different logos to put on the tongue, and you could obviously always do like all Nike ID, put your name on the on the inside of the tongue.
Yep. And now on the inside, or right here where the ankle is pretty padded, soft. And also the tongue is really padded and soft, like always on all Kobe's. And then on the inside, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's a quarter booty.
Yeah. So
you have more of a sock-like fit in this shoe to conform to your foot better, And also we have this outrigger right here.
Yeah.
So you have better stability in your foot while you're doing cuts and stuff.
I like that they moved away from that bubble that they had in the 10. Right here on the outrigger with the carbon fiber piece.
Yeah.
I don't really like the look of that.
Yeah.
But and then the fit is crazy narrow.
It's really narrow.
So beware of that. I mean, it's super narrow. But it's kind of the same as the 9 EMs fit wise. Those fit pretty narrow too.
Yep.
Kobe's got a pretty narrow foot. You know, signature models are really made for the signature athlete's foot. They really design those for the foot, and then the other like kind of budget team models, they kind of do other stuff with them, you know. So I assume Kobe has a pretty narrow foot.
And it's really cool to see this like translucent outsole, and you can see the Flyknit right here.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's one of the beauties of the drop-in midsole. We're big fans of the drop-in midsole.
Yep.
I wish it was implemented a lot more, and even with other companies. It brings you so low to the ground. Okay, we showed you how thin the forefoot was in the drop-in midsole. Couple that with this is, you know, a centimeter thick right here. I mean, you're on the fucking floor.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking about court feel, and you want responsiveness, and it doesn't get any more than that.
Yep.
And then you do have a nice solid chunk of zoom in the back. You could really feel it. So, you know, and the other thing about the drop-in midsole is I think it makes the shoes look dope. You know,
you don't have to have the
you don't have to have a big chunk of sole right here. You know,
Phylon or EVA.
Phylon or EVA. It just goes right down and it molds into the outsole, which is cool. So yeah, that's it. That's our first look at the Kobe 11. We're stoked to get in the gym and start testing these
tonight.
And we'll have a full performance review ASAP. Make sure you're subscribed and following us on all our social media. We'll be posting updates on Twitter and Instagram as we go along, and you guys can follow that. And we'll be back with some more videos, some versus videos, all that shit. You know, my name is Don.
I'm Sammy.
We are the Soul Brothers. Later.
Peace.